Good evening. I think we are now live. So if you happen to join me on this wonderful, what is it, Monday evening at nearly 6 o'clock, I thought I'd pop on, as the title says, for a cheeky little live stream from the shop. I'm going to try to get back in the habit of doing a few live streams, a few videos back on the channel because I do enjoy it. So I'm kind of sad that I haven't been doing it as much. But I thought I'd pop on. Today the shop is actually closed. It's Monday. We don't really open the shop. But I was in here because I had some bits to do, like a few minor bits, especially some new stuff that I've bought. So I suppose I could share with you guys some of the stuff that I've picked up, perhaps for reselling on eBay. So, oh my god, someone just literally sped past, like, just sped past the high street, and I've heard it all. So I could show you, I suppose, a few of the bits that I've picked up. Nothing massively interesting, but some good items actually, and there is a little topic, I suppose, in terms of like how I'm going to be doing things, hopefully going forward in 2023. I'll say a few hellos to you wonderful people that have been kind enough to join. We have got Night's Life. Hi there. Thanks for popping in, Night's Life. Antiques. We've got David M. I've got to make a sincere apology to David. David actually, this is just gonna make me sound like a complete knob, and it is a knobbish thing. David actually messaged me on Christmas Day to wish me Merry Christmas on WhatsApp, and I just never. I saw it. I was gonna reply. I never did it, and I feel like a complete shit. So I wanted to just put that out there, so you can judge me and be, be honest about it. But really sorry about that, David. And I am going to obviously reply to you. But I just saw your name, and that's just triggered that was in my mind, and I just didn't even click. But you're seeing your name just made me click. Wait a second. That's how my brain isn't braining very well. I keep forgetting little things like this. So and that's why I want to just apologise to David and thank you for your well wishes at Christmas. I hope you had a decent Crimbus Christmas, and I don't know why I called it Crimbus. And I hope you have a really great 2023. So hi there to David M. Hi to Johnny 40 Coats. Hi to Shelster Rooney. Thank you for popping in, Shelley. Good evening. Anomalous Data Point, welcome. Thank you for popping in. Chris Tyler as well. And thanks for popping in. Michelle Lathan, some really lovely familiar names. Thanks for popping in, guys. Really do appreciate it. Very, very much so. So first thing you will notice, I have got, well, you won't notice it, but I'm going to talk about this because this is one of my purchases today. I've been wearing the same black jacket. If you look at any of my videos, maybe over the past months or even a couple of years, I've been wearing the same black jacket whenever I go out. That thing was ragged. It was truly ragged. It was a really nice jacket. It had like a inner kind of, there was a big coat and it had like an inner kind of thing attached to it, so two layers. And I think it was partly downfilled, like some synthetic, some legit. I can't remember the brand, but it was like one of those kind of fake good brands. It's not really a good brand, but it was still a good jacket, and I wore the bejesus out of it. And it got to the point where I actually had like slits on the arm, and also I've been standing next to a heater too long, and it kind of ruined the jacket, and that prompted me, okay, I've got to go out and get a replacement jacket. It's time. I need to do this more and have more than one of something. I tend to just wear like the same thing like again, and I only ever have one of something. Whereas ideally, I need to actually be buying multiple. So I need to have a couple of jackets. Like I need to have more than one pair of shoes. So that kind of thing needs to happen. Chris Tyler says, I read Royal Mail are striking 2 days next week. I really hope that it's not gonna kind of impact things too much. But it's the year for striking, obviously. A lot of people are upset with what they're earning, and I suppose it's something that they need to do, and I support them. So, it's tough times. Saying that, it's it's just one of those things where like people need to need to be as supportive as possible, because even people, for example, I've recently read that I think at a Hermes drop off recently somewhere up in Manchester, um, drivers refused to pick up parcels because they changed something, which meant that they were hardly getting any parcels to deliver. So you've got to kind of fight for your right to pie, as it were. Um, Shelley says that's a cool jacket. Looks like you could fix a car in that. You know what? When Rebecca saw it, she thought it was a bit kind of. She didn't like the blue. She didn't like the blue color. I don't know why. I think it's quite nice. It's a regatta jacket. Well, that's just zooming into my face. It's a regatta jacket. It's really nice. It's waterproof, which is brilliant for walking the Doge. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Tap Peddler says hi as well. Barry says I hope you have more than one pair of underpants. That would be unfortunate if I didn't have more than one pair. Luckily, that is one area in which I can say I have a plentiful supply. There's no issues there. I'm able to change those on a daily basis. I could actually change more than once a day and still have loads left without having to keep washing them. That's how many I have of those. So those are cool. But when it comes to things like shoes and jackets, I'm terrible with them. I've made myself actually get two pairs of shoes, both from the bins for £2.80 bargain. One I'm wearing now, but I found myself, even though I've bought two pairs of shoes, trainers, I've done the same. My habits are still the same, so I'm still wearing one pair of shoes, and it's gonna just disintegrate. However, at least when it does disintegrate, I'll be able to go home, and there'll be another pair of shoes there ready for me to wear to death as well. So I still need to break out of that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm kind of really, I'm just like that. Um, and let's see. That's a hood thing. Minimalist is a good thing. I thought a hood thing is a good thing. Yeah, I'm trying to be. Speaking of being minimalist, I cleared out a bunch of stuff that was sat at home in my when my computer is at home in the conservatory. Cleared out a bunch of stuff because I thought to myself, I've had all this kind of electronics and computery stuff at home for ages, right? And I thought to myself, I've not done anything with it for this long. Am I really gonna do something with it, or am I just gonna keep it for another 6 months and be like, oh, I'm keeping that because I want to do that? And honestly, I think I'm now of the opinion that if I haven't needed something, like that drawer you've got at home where you must have all kinds of paperwork and bits and pieces, and you look at them individually and you think, oh, you need those, but in actual fact, you've not actually had any use for anything in that drawer for over a year. But every time you look at the bits that are in that drawer, you're like, oh, I need that letter, or I need this, and then you end up just keeping crap. I'm gonna just be brutal about stuff like that now. I think if I'm not using it regularly, um, in actual fact, guys, I'll tell you one of the things that's motivated me to make a couple more videos recently. I've made like a couple of videos recently. I've got this really nice camera. I'm using this really lovely camera. And I was thinking to myself, why do I even have this camera? I don't use it. I don't use it correctly. Like, for example, I use it mostly for taking photos of items on freaking eBay. I mean, what's that about? Like, why would I buy this beautiful bit of kit? Or more precisely, Beck bought it for me a couple of years ago now, but still, for me, it's still like a nice bit of kit. Why am I using it just to take photos of crap I'm selling on eBay? I should be using it either for taking photos of my family, taking home videos, and obviously using it I should be using it to do my streams or to record videos and whatnot. So I thought to myself, you know what? If I'm not going to use it, if I'm not going to get good use out of it, I should get rid of it. And Beck was like, just use it. So I was like, actually, yeah, I'm gonna use it. Or it's that kind of use it or lose it mentality. And I'm gonna share with you guys something that I was gonna kind of sort out. Let me just show you. I've had this radio control car at home for well over a year now, at least a year. By the way, guys, is everything looking choppy or something? I get the feeling it's a bit choppy. I hope it's not choppy. It looks like it's a bit choppy on my screen. Might not be, but yeah, I've had this thing for over a year at home, and you know what? I've been telling myself, yeah, this is a project. I love RC. I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna fix this thing up. And I'm gonna convert it from nitro to brushless. And I started doing that. I started doing the conversion, etc. And I still haven't done it, and I left it. I left it for ages. I've had this thing sat as a project now for over a year. I like RC, but clearly I don't have the time, or the motivation with the time that I do have to sit and fix this up. I mean, this part alone is like a 30 quid part. I could sell this as it sits for about 50 quid. I should just get the 80 quid, right? What am I doing? I'm not getting any enjoyment out of this. I love RC, but I'm getting no enjoyment out of this. I don't want to, if in all honesty, I don't want to fix up a crappy old car. Well, it's not crappy, it's actually a really good buggy, but I don't want to fix up a buggy. I want a nice new working buggy, and I'd rather just buy one and I can use it and then repair it as and when. But the thought of, you know, I've got a Dremel, so I could easily Dremel that out, fit the steering servo, and then buy new gubbins for it. By the time you've bought the gubbins, you're gonna end up being near what you could have gotten a nice shiny new buggy for. So I'd rather leave this for someone that wants to do that kind of stuff. And I'm getting rich, stuff like that. I'm just kind of being a lot more, um, kind of clear with. I want to have a clear goal for the stuff that I do. So no more clutter. Getting rid of stuff that I don't use. If I don't use it, if I find myself not using it, I'm gonna get rid of it. I tell you what, I wouldn't get rid of this. I actually wouldn't get rid of this. This I use. I don't know why, but I like fidgeting with this. So I would not want to get rid of that. This doesn't have any intrinsic value or anything, but this is more useful to me than that is currently. So that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Right, I've seen Silver Manny has popped in and Secret Carper has popped in as well. Thank you guys for popping in. Really do appreciate so many people saying hi. It means an awful lot. Now this kind of thing that I'm talking about, like this whole like use it or lose it type mentality. It's not just for it doesn't really apply to what else I'm going to talk about, really. I was thinking, is there a way of linking it? But this is something else I'm thinking about as well when it comes to. I'm trying to think clearer. I feel like when you've got too much clutter around you, I think it becomes harder to think clearer. I'm finding it much better to think when I've got clear environment around me, and I've got clear goals set for something, and that leads me on to actually what I am going to do going forward in 2023, as far as like eBay is concerned. Now, as some of you guys will know, we have like a little high street shop and a website where we sell toy and pop culture stuff like merch. So we've had a bunch of different merch come in. We've got buckets of merch at the moment, whether that's heat changing mugs, whether that's snow globes, or I don't know, like teacups, towels, pens. I don't know. I can't even think of everything off the top of my head. Lights, umbrellas, loads of anything to do with TV, movie, video game merch, basically. Right now, we sell that in the shop. We sell it on our website, and we obviously sell it when we go to toy fairs and or hopefully Comic Cons as well. Now in the kind of pursuit of efficiency and stuff, I spent a lot of time figuring out how I could get listings from our website onto eBay, etc. And recently, in the previous stream I did live stream, I actually had someone point out a good point that actually some of this merch I shouldn't be listing on eBay or Amazon anyway, because the wholesalers don't like it, and I don't want to lose these accounts because they're valuable to us. We sell this stuff in the shop and it does well for us in the shop, and it'd be a shame if we were to lose accounts because we're trying to sell this stuff online. And plus, online, this stuff is 10 a penny. You're always in competition with loads of people, and it's an inevitable kind of like race to the bottom type situation. So it's got me thinking, actually, rather than list, because at first it made perfect sense that, okay, if we're going to be selling this stuff in the shop and we're going to be selling it online, if we're listing it for the shop and for online, we may as well list the stuff and sell it on eBay as well, right? Get our name out there. Every sale we have, we can put a card in, etc. But all those items are, like I said, in hyper competitive areas, and it can end up being a race to the bottom if you want to sell the stuff, or you can be left sat with all these listings where people are going to just click on other people's listings because they're cheaper than you and they want to get the sale. And it just got me thinking as well, like a lot of that stuff, because of that difficult competition, etc. It just made me think, why not just keep eBay as a separate thing, like a completely separate thing? Stuff that still sells well for me anyway. I mean, obviously you guys, your mileage may differ, but for me, I find like things like electronics, etc., are still super popular. Like I'll give you an example. I listed a printer yesterday. It's in the back. It's like an old Epson printer, and I listed it in the back, and it was like, it's already got a bunch of views. It's already got a bunch of watches. I've had messages about it. And I've sent offers out. It hasn't sold yet, but it's like an £80 sale, loads of margin in there for me, and it will sell quickly. So I kind of feel like, why have I tried? I think it's obviously, I can explain why, because we wanted to be efficient, and we were thinking, well, if we're listing for the shop, then we should just use those listings and port them over to eBay. But it's not necessarily the right thing, because it kind of made me think I was doing work on eBay when I wasn't, if you know what I mean, because it was easy for me to hide behind, well, I've listed a bunch of this stuff on eBay because I've like listed it on the website. We can list a whole bunch of stuff. So for example, over the weekend, Rebecca and I were in here. We were listing a bunch of stuff on the website, and we could easily then send that to eBay, and then that would make you just think, oh, I've done a bunch of listings on eBay. But really, we're not feeding it the right food, as it were. We're not giving eBay the right food. For our store anyway on eBay, the right food is the electronics and stuff like that. That is the stuff that just goes. Like the footwear and things obviously is popular as well, but the electronics is really where the magic happens, as it were. And it just got me thinking, actually, it's created this false shield for us, like thinking, oh, we're doing a bunch of stuff on eBay, when all we're doing is listing stuff in hyper competitive markets, where a bunch of other sellers are happy to take razor thin profits just to get the sale. And it just got me thinking, why am I doing that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just like hiding behind this thing of, oh, we're listing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we're listing a bunch of stuff that no one's gonna buy unless we slash the price on it and make razor thin margins. So why not keep them as completely separate entities? It's going to be harder, because obviously it means we then have to see them as really separate businesses. So the shop stock is going to be very different to the shop website. Toy Fair Comic Con stock is one thing. It's going to be, that's going to be, if you want a Morbin Time pin, it's not a Morbin Time pin, but Morbius was such a tragic movie. It got memed. If you guys don't know, Jared Leto was in it, and Morbius got memed, and there was this meme around the internet going, "It's Morbin Time," and that, in a weird way, has made the film popular. Even though the film is terrible, people went to see it for the meme value. So stuff like this is going to sell in the shop, or it's going to sell on our website. Don't list this on eBay amongst a bunch of other people that have listed it and get razor thin profits. Pay promoted listings on it, pay for all that nonsense, and then don't do that. See it as a separate business and just do the work. Just do the work. And so we're going to be buying separate stock for the shops, website, etc. And then when it comes to good old eBay, I'm gonna go back to like the old school things that work, basically. I'll go into the chat. Sorry, I've been ranting, but a lot to rant about. She's always flipping Mandy. Thank you for popping in. That is a lovely name to see. Thanks for popping. You've taken the Mandy bit off of your username, but thank you for popping in. Nonetheless, really appreciate it. Secret Carper saying so true. Boldfinds has popped in. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. I'm well. I hope you're well too, dude. And Steve Dodsley says, I never go to be the cheapest on eBay, and yet I still sell well, says Steve Dodsley. That is true. You don't have to be the cheapest, but then the problem is, like you sell well, that's great, but I'm finding that if we list, some of the stuff really we shouldn't be listing on there anyway. A lot of people do, but a lot of the merch stuff, we shouldn't be listing on there because it can affect like wholesalers will they don't want it. I've checked through all of the contracts and things when we opened accounts with all these people, and even one of them was quite a big wholesaler, which actually said we do not allow our sellers, if you sign up, you can't sell on Amazon. And I thought, okay, that must mean they're okay with eBay. But then when I actually looked fully, they had a list of websites where you're not allowed to sell, and obviously eBay was on there. So we shouldn't be selling that stuff for us anyway. But also, when it comes to stuff like your action figures and whatnot, um, yes, you can charge more, and there have been plenty of occasions where we've held on to stuff, and stuff has gone up in value, and then we've sold it at a much higher price. So, for example, it doesn't matter really what the example is. There's lots of examples where what we could do is we could hold stuff that we buy, as in we sell it still in when we get it, when we order it from our wholesalers, we can sell it in the shop and on the website at regular price. But then if we see something has gone up in value, stick that on eBay. I've seen Vinny do that a lot on his channel. Vinny G, Vinny Mr. Gardener, like Vinny UK reseller, Mr. G UK reseller. I'm butchering his name, but he has like a shop that he's had for many years down south. It's like a games workshop, video games, and all kinds of, like, a whole, Pokemon cards, trading card store. And he does this quite often where he has these Warhammer books, and they're in his shop at the retail price, and then he looks at them a year or two later, or in some cases, and they've skyrocketed in price. So what he does is he puts them on the eBay at that point. So what I could do is just keep on just buying the action figures and stuff in the shop, but don't list them immediately. And then if I still have some left, like, a few months down the line, etc., when they've become unavailable, that's when the price goes up. So we've had stuff which originally was, in a flooded market at 39 quid, and then we've sold for like 60, 70, 80 quid when we're like the only ones left with that item. So maybe that's the way to do it. But we found anyway, I mean, I don't know which niches you're in, Steve, but we're finding it harder. Maybe we're just not using the right keywords or something, I don't know, but we're definitely finding it much of a tougher sell. And then even if you do get the sell, then the margin's not great, so it kind of, you feel like, actually, I'm going to I'm going to just focus on just specifically sourcing for eBay. Let's see what other people are saying. Mandy said, glad to see you live again. That was lovely of you. Bold Finds popped in. Steve says, I never go. Yeah. How is the store website doing? Asked Michelle. Iffy, if I'm honest with you, Michelle. It's not a big part of it. It's not like, it's not as big as we need it to be. We do get sales on it, but it tends to be like, if I do like a TikTok video or something, people will go on to we can see our hits, etc., go up on that day, and people might pick stuff up. But we really haven't done any actual paid marketing for it, and that I think that's probably why it's not grown as we would like. So it's kind of like still just iffy, really, the website at best. So that's something we need to do. Is to maybe promote it, like maybe promote it more, and just do a lot more of the social, because I've been you guys know what I'm like. I'm flaky, right? I'm just a bit flaky. I go through these patches where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and be consistent, and then I'm not. And I think I've done the same thing when it comes to like doing the social media for the shop. So that's something I need to work on, really, is because every time I do the social media, it does work quite well. Like we've seen, you can actually see the correlation between number of website hits and obviously sometimes sales and stuff as well from that as well. Um, mm, 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 mm. Let's see what else people are saying. Um, Good idea, says Shelley. List certain things where they will be most profitable. Yeah, and in the meantime, we'll have a chance of selling them in the shop or on the website and still make good profit, because obviously we don't have to worry about the fees, etc. Susie, in it to flip it. What is happening? You're back on YouTube several times recently. Love seeing you again, Z. I love seeing your name in the chat as well. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. Just, you know what? YouTube is like a habit, guys, where if you get out of the habit, you lose it. And um, I'm, like I said, I really want to keep this camera. I need a good reason to keep this camera. And if I use it, then I feel good for having it. If I don't use it, then I feel like I could just sell it and use the money instead. So that is my primary motivation now, is so I can get to keep my camera, to create content, and I do love doing it. It's fun. Um, Blue Harvest Toys, thanks for popping in. How are you doing? Silverman, he says, are there any toy fairs? There's always toy fairs. Yep, Bolton, Doncaster. Bolton's actually the coming week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going to them yet. Um, so, yeah, I'm not going to be going into them yet, because we need to still beef up the shop in time for. In time, because we've got obviously like Easter coming up, etc. So it depends. It depends really how it goes. But we might do a couple. But at the moment, we're also opening on a Sunday as well, so that affects it as well a little bit. But that's something we do have in our mind. Peter Ray has popped in. Hey Peter, how are you? Steve says, I specialize in DVDs and used to try and compete with Music Magpie, etc. But I found I was just chasing sales and working for nothing. Now I'm often £1 more than them and sell well. Wow, Steve, that's impressive. That is impressive in that market as well. Maybe, I mean, I suppose you'd have to have like a big inventory for that as well. Like, I'm almost starting. I think if I get rid of all the kind of pop culture, like action figures, the wholesale stuff, if I get rid of that from my eBay store, I'm gonna be like a new eBay store. I've only got, as it sits, I've only got like a couple hundred listings anyway. I think our listings have like really shrunk because we've removed a lot of stuff, like because obviously I've been thinking about this for a while, so it's been something we're getting rid of. Like at the moment I've only got 260 listings. Now I'm pretty sure if I got rid of all the new stuff, um I reckon that could be that would take the store down a lot. But that's something I'm gonna have to kind of deal with, and that's why I'm gonna have to go out and specifically source more. And I've been doing some sourcing, and it's been pretty good. um I will share with you guys some of the stuff I picked up actually at some point. But yeah, that's amazing, Steve. Movie chat, Steve. How are you, man? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Um, Sam B says, "Hey Peter, um, do you have a blog you can market with?" Well, that's just the thing. We do have a page on the website that could be used for a blog. If that question's at me, Sambi, but if it's at Peter, then I'll answer it anyway because it's a good question. There is a page on our website which we could use as a blog, but um, that's where I suppose like consistency with things like YouTube, which is basically a visual vlog or visual vlog. If I did that regularly, that would obviously grow awareness of the shop as well. When I do TikTok, that grows awareness. Things like that. So it is about marketing online is a huge, humongous thing, and I think I need to definitely get on with that. Um, mm, 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 mm. So Peter A says hey as well. Mandy says, is Beck back at work? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's got 3 days a week, and it's been great for us. It's so nice to have that regular income. It really is. We've had some pretty kind of shaky moments. So, you know, I think sometimes I think like you've got to, when people talk about niching down, etc., and focusing on one thing, we're definitely people that like to just like the shiny is a problem, isn't it? Like we definitely like to have lots of different things on the go, and I think by having all these different things on the go, it can sometimes throw you off your focus. So for example, I'm like I said, now I'm thinking of sourcing separately for eBay. I should have thought of that before, but when you've got so much else going on in terms of the shop, the website, toy fairs we've done in the past, etc., and also like Amazon FBA, things like that, it's easy to lose focus. But yeah, it's been really nice to have that steady income, and Beck's really enjoying it at the moment, touch wood. So I'll definitely touch wood, because obviously it can be, jobs can obviously come with their own stresses and challenges, but yeah, it's been really cool. Let's see. So yeah, she's doing 3 days a week, and she's, and it's local as well. And it also means that on the other 2 days, that like on a, say, a 5 working day week, she pops into the shop. Especially, and she doesn't always come in, but it's like when she knows, when she's feeling the itch, because she wants to be kept in the loop, and this is her baby as well. And especially when we get like stock in, she's in here. Like she's been in here. It's been hard to keep her out of here since the stock has come in, because she's like, oh, have you gotten more of that listed? We need to get that listed. And I'm like, chill, you need time. So so yeah, it's really cool though. It's really cool. um you guys coming to Chester 25th of March? What's going on in Chester on the 25th of March? Movie chats, Big Steve. I don't know what's going on in Chester on 25th, so can't say I'll be there, because I don't know what's going on. And what day is the 25th of March? Because if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, then probably not going to be there. Barry says, if I buy DVDs on eBay, I try and keep away from Music Magpie because I think they're so big you can't 100% guarantee what you receive will be in the condition that they say. Much prefer smaller sellers. That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. It can be a bit of a kind of like a lottery, can't it, when you order from them? So yeah. Yes, got backlog which working through, but keep adding to it, says Peter Ray. Brilliant. Hope she loves it. Now wrong with a bit of security. Definitely. Um, so yeah, let me just show you guys a couple of things that I've gone back to. Movie chats meet up Saturday. I said Saturday. What time is it? If it's in the evening, I'll speak to Becca. And that sounds fun actually. Movie chats meet up. Yeah, it depends on who you work with. I hear she sometimes works in the shop, and the guy she works with can be a right pain in the bum. Says very true, Barry. Very true. I probably can get on her nerves, probably. But it's the way it is. Let me show you some of the stuff I picked out. Let me show you some of the things I'm kind of getting back into. Over there is a Combi TV. Um, I, I was selling them regularly and doing really well with them, and then I just got into this state where I was like, no, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not doing them anymore. Too much hassle, etc. I'm like, how can I turn down that stuff for like that's like an £80 sale. Sold for that. It's a Samsung TV video combi with the remote, fully working. I can't turn down 80 quid for that, can I? Yeah, okay, it's a lot of work to test, etc. when you first get it, but it's just about having, like I said, it's about having that headspace where you're like, that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to be listing, well, that's already listed. I've just listed that stereo. You can't see it there. There's like a little Panasonic stereo there, which I've listed. Computer parts, I'm getting back into the computer parts in a big way. Still picking up things like these UView boxes, Freeview boxes. Yeah, just lots of electronics and tech. Basically, that's what I'm going for, and I'm gonna really see the eBay shop, and I'm gonna just see it as a very separate thing to what I'm doing. That's basically it. Just keep on keeping on. That's what my mum used to say. Peter says, Mandy, you've got to keep on keeping on sometimes. 100% agree with that, actually. Is the 25th also the Derby thing? Indeed, Shelley, it is. Yeah, ours is free though. Says Moose. What's the Derby thing? Free is my favorite. I'm right. I don't know what's going on. Is that like a horse thing or something? I don't know. North is where the knowledge is at, says Mandy. I don't know. What's going on? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm really getting back into it. I'm gonna separate things. It's gonna make it so much easier for me to focus. That's basically the gist of what I'm saying. And I'm gonna be picking stuff up. And the thing is, the reason why I've got to be like that is because I am also doing like FBA as well. That's also a completely different, and that's what got me thinking about it. Like when I'm doing FBA, I'm looking, specifically for FBA. When I'm looking, like for example, like that's going to be sent off soon. That Boulder Dash game, I was, I was like, why was I like, I would not buy that for any other reason other than Amazon FBA. So it just made me think, really. It just made me think, like, if I'm doing it specifically for Amazon and it's working really nicely for Amazon, why would I not do it for eBay again, where it works? Like when I was looking at my listings, I was seeing all the views and the quick sales are coming from the used goods that I'm putting on there, not the wholesale. And I know it's such a obviously here moment, but I'm not the fastest learner, okay? Reseller Summit, Z says, Mandy, thought you were a speaker. A speaker? Resell Summit is Derby Z, organised by Lola and Chatty P. Tickets are £50. Wow, okay, alright. No, I'm not a speaker to... You know what, guys? Wow, that's a lot of money. I'll level with you guys. It's just I can't do stuff like from. I know this is gonna sound really weird, but recently I did actually have like an opportunity where I was being offered. Well, actually, not offered. That's not true. I was given really good money for a short period of time, to do something in like a paid group situation, and I just, you know what, I can't do it. I just don't feel qualified. And but if you are qualified, great, go for it. It's just not. I can't. I'm just not qualified, guys. Look, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This whole channel has always been like a journey of stuff. So, but if people know what they're doing and they can monetize it, you know what? We live in a capitalist society, and I think if you can monetize your knowledge, go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just I can't, I can't do it. Um, right. What else are people saying? Shane PT could have learned so much. You saw the light, Z. It's I don't know if it's about seeing the light or not, Mandy, but it didn't. When sometimes things don't sit right for you, it just didn't sit right. Because I felt like you should always know what you're being paid for, if you know what I mean. I didn't feel like I kind of knew if you. I didn't see the value I was offering. Basically, I didn't see it for myself, and that's why I stopped. If I could have seen the value, I would have carried on. Quite frankly, but you've got to know where you stand with that stuff. I do the concert too, Peter, and I'm way too old. um, Ain't no one paying for my pearls of wisdom. You never know, though, Shelley. Some people do. It's always going to be like a subject, isn't it? This, I think. But yeah. Anyway, haha. Stick to Halo. It's safer. Oh, Halo. Yeah. I still can't play. I still can't play Halo because I still don't have a graphics card. I've not played a video game in months. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms, I will be getting that sorted out soon so that I can play on Twitch again. I miss Halo so much. I absolutely love Halo. I just want to play video games, guys. Right. Hello, all six-figure seller here. Hey, Tea Cakes, how are you? I need some snake oil. I need shot of. Send me 50 quid and I'll tell you which bundle not to buy. Um, Thanks for popping in, Tea Cakes. Um, Never too old to boogie. You got a boogie. FBA, brick and mortar store, online store, and eBay sounds like a lot. Michelle, honestly, I feel like we've obviously taken on too many things without getting good at a particular single thing. I think that's literally it. Um, you know, Brutally honest, I think we have to get good. You know, we have to get good at each of those things. Um, and that's part of the reason why I'm trying to like make it simplify things a little bit, so like if I can simplify what my eBay is to me, if I can simplify what my Amazon is to me and the shop is to me in terms of what I expect from it, and what we're gonna do for it, I think I'm gonna stop. We're gonna stop just trying to make everything work for everything. We can't make one set of inventory work across different platforms. Different platforms have got different audiences. And again, another thing that drew me to this was a video I made a couple of weeks ago, I think, or a week or two ago, where an item that had been on eBay for a long time, like a long time, and then it just flew out in Amazon for more money. I actually made more money, and it flew out because it was the right. So it's not just about just throwing stuff up and leaving it. It's about making those decisions, being aware. Like, I've got to learn this, and I've got to be aware that every SKU we have, every item we have, we've got to judge where is the best place. Don't just list it on everything because you can. Be, have some conviction about what you're doing. Don't just, like, I think cross listing, like the plugin I use, makes it really easy for you to just cross list because you can, and you shouldn't necessarily do that. I feel like you're not going to learn, and when I say you, I mean me. I feel like I'm not going to learn if I can just cross list something. It's like throwing enough shit at the wall hoping some of it will stick. Because I can cross list, I can just cross list everything, but then I'm not learning what's good for what. Whereas now I'm going to be forced, every item that I pick up or have, is this for this platform, or this platform, and that's going to be my kind of, that's going to be something that'll be a skill, right? That'll be something I'll learn, and I'm hoping will make me better at what we're doing. Because I'm definitely not going to be adding more and more and more, but it's a lot of things, Michelle. And I want to actually, we need to like take stock of where we are, like what we've gotten ourselves into, and now we need to make sure that we're like really getting good at each of those bits. That's kind of the thing, right? Let's see. You getting the Harry Potter game? Asked Spotfighters James. Um, I'm not. It's not my kind of game. I know a lot of people have like are boycotting the game because of what's her face, J.K. Rowling, and all the comments she's made, etc. That's not the reason why I wouldn't get the game. I would happily buy the game if it's a good game. I want to play it. I like games, so if it's a good game, I'll buy the game. But it's not a game I'm interested in, if I'm honest. It looks pretty impressive, and it would be cool to kind of like just play on the PC to look at the graphics, etc. But honestly, I just, grenades, weapons, and melee. That's me. Grenades, weapons, and melee. I just want to get in there, start throwing grenades. I will just end up playing, as soon as I get my graphics card, I'll be playing Halo, and I'll probably play lots of Fortnite as well. Those are the two games I'll be playing. £50 incoming. Tea Cake says, Mandy. Always good to pop in. Says Tea Cakes. Thanks for popping in. How to sell on eBay: buy low, sell high. Please buy me a coffee now, Tar. Mandy, it it is as simple as that. But I think it's just, that's all it is. Yeah, that is obviously all it is. But sometimes you can get yourself in all these kinds of messes, and your head just gets like fuzzy. I think this is the whole thing. Like, this is why I want to be so clear on what I'm doing on each of these different things. I want to be doing like each of these different things clearly, and keep. And you know what it is? It's simple. Like, that message there, like, I've even done like joke videos about buy low, sell high type things, and that's all it is. You're right. Buy low, sell high. That's such a simple thing, and I think I want to, everything I do now, I want to make sure it's super simple, like extra simple. Just simplify things. No more like trying to be too smart with things, because it just takes away. Right. Da-da-da-da. I'm addicted to Vinted, says Movie Chats. Is that Big Steve or Little Steve? I'm guessing it's Big Steve. I'm addicted to Vinted at the moment. Get so many great deals on there. I've heard this. I've actually seen a couple of YouTube channels. I can't remember the names now, but there's this dude, and he's got those earrings where you have a hole in your ear. He's like a cool young dude. And he's been buying he does these little videos. I just randomly came across it. And he was just opening. I like watching people open packages. And this dude was just opening packages, which was really cool. And he was getting some really good buys from Vinted as well. Don't watch the Halo TV show. It'll just make you mad, says Michelle. Yeah, I never got to see it. I heard that Master Chief takes his like helmet off his head. So I was like, nah, it's just not Master Chief then, is it? So it's obviously made for TV, so it's not going to be anything like, it's not going to carry on the video game stuff, is it? So yeah. You can have unlimited sugar for those gems. I loved the Halo series. It was a great mix of alpha and beta lore, says Movie Chats. I don't even know what alpha or beta lore is, but he took his helmet off. Um, okay. Hey Shabba, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I think. Hey Kathy, hi guys. Happy Monday to you as well, Kathy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. So going forward, I'm gonna be a bit more prolific, a bit more prolific. Boldfine says, best game I've played is Last of Us, and the series is incredible. You know what? I really want to watch the TV series, James. I really want to watch that. It's something I've been like gutted. I've not got. I think I have to get Now TV for that though, and I'm like, God, I've got Disney, I've got Netflix, I've got the Amazon Prime. Do I really want to now also get Now TV? But I do want to watch Last of Us. It looks really good. And shamefully, I've never played the games, even though they're meant to be incredible, and I've heard about how incredible they are. I would love to play The Last of Us. That's actually something that's on the bucket list. I'll see if they've got like a PC version and something. But yeah, that's what my plan is anyway. Um, what do you think about Henry Cavill? Cavill says Vixen Purple making a Warhammer 40. He's passionate, so I like him. Good on him. Um, Best of luck with all your plans, Z, from the bottom of my heart. Mandy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, I'm definitely like I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be more simple. I'm gonna be more. I'm a simple person. I'm gonna be simple going forward. That's it. And I'm gonna be a lot more consistent. I'm gonna be doing these videos. I'm gonna be doing some streams, and I'm gonna be doing my eBay separate from the shop, the website, Toy Fairs, Comic Cons. That's it basically. Um, hey T Cakes, we talked about this earlier. It's not been great recently, T Cakes. So I'll be honest, the website traffic has not been great. It tends to spike when we do like a bit of TikTok, but we've not been doing that consistently enough. I think we need to maybe run some ads, maybe, or something. I don't know. We've never run any paid stuff, but we've also never been consistent with our social media. I think I need to be a lot more consistent with the social media, and then hopefully we'll get some more sales that way. But at the moment, it seems to just be when we put out content, someone will pop in, and there we go. Um, right. Whatever your plans are, Z, I know you'll smash it, buddy. Oh, thanks, James. Appreciate it. That's really kind of you to say. TK says I'll watch back. Oh no, it's not worth watching back. Thanks for me. Susie, very sweet of you. Henry Cavill is dreamy. He is dreamy. Me, not so much. But I love you all. Thanks for popping in, guys, and I will see you in the next video or stream. So bye.